Hi students, this is Karthik Trivedi and you are watching a lecture series of Applied Thermodynamics with... Hi students, this is Karthik Trivedi and now in today's video, we're gonna start with the topic called dissociation, or you can say effect of dissociation. So what we have done, we have covered some portions. We have covered half portions of the chapter number 4 according to GTU syllabus, chapter number 4, fuel air and actual cycle. So what we have done, we have completed the 50% syllabus of the fuel air actual cycle, and after that we have left some remaining portion. Okay, now we are start with that remaining portion and cover 100% of chapter number 4. So we have covered some portions, 50% portion, and remaining for 50% I am going to cover in from this video onwards. Okay, so we are going to start with the effect of dissociation. So this topic from chapter number 4, all the previous topics is already covered. So now we are going to start with this, which is effect of dissociation. Now you know that there is simple meaning of, you know that association. What is association? Association means to combine, to associate, and you know that dissociation means what will happen, to separate, to disintegrate. So that you know basic thing. So that is what we have to learn over here in terms of engine, in terms of combustion process. So what is the effect of dissociation when I talks about the engine, when I talks about the combustion? So the process of disintegration of product at high temperature. Now what product? So combustion product. Okay, so what will happen? Combustion is going to be happen in your engine. We know that combustion creates the power, combustion creates the pressure and temperature, which what will happen when combustion creates pressure and temperature? By harnessing that pressure and temperature, by harnessing that energy, what we are getting? We are getting power stroke. So we are getting power. So we know that the combustion, so here it is written, the process of disintegration of product, of combustion product at high temperature. So there are two things. First, this is happening, this process is happening at a higher temperature. So this is the first condition. So it is happening at high temperature. So this process is not happen at low temperature. So this is the first thing. The dissociation is never happen at lower temperature. It always happen at a higher temperature. But at what temperature? So that we are going to discuss later in this video. But right now on, it is a disintegration of combustion product. Now what are the combustion products? So that we are going to see later on. But right now, it is the process of disintegration or to separation of a product at high temperature. So it is a reverse process of to combustion. So it is a reverse process to combustion. So before understanding the dissociation, it is very necessary to first understand what is the combustion equation, and then we will learn the reverse process of combustion, means dissociation. So we know that in combustion process, the equation of combustion is fuel plus O2, means you get CO2 plus water as output, and also you get energy as output. So this is the combustion equation, and you know that this equation is exothermic, means in this equation the energy is released. So that is why it is known as combustion equation. So again I am going to repeat. In combustion equation, the combustion equation is fuel plus O2 will give CO2 plus water plus energy, and that energy is utilized for creating a power, for creating efficiency, okay, for creating output. And this process is exothermic, means energy is released. Now what he said, now we have understand what is combustion process is. Now what he has said, he said it is a reverse process to combustion. That means what? Here the energy is released. That means what? In dissociation, the energy is absorbed. Now the energy is absorbed. So that is not good according to the engine point of view. Why? Because you know that in engine, when the combustion takes place, we know that the energy will be generated. But when combustion takes place, we also know that the temperature is also going to be increased in the engine. So we know that when the temperature is going to be increased, there is a chances of dissociation, because here it is said that the process of disintegration of combustion product at high temperature means when the combustion take place, the temperature is obviously higher, and at that time there is chances of dissociation. Now we know that when the combustion take place, the energy is released, and that energy is utilized for creating a power. But at the same time, when the combustion is take place, at the same time when the dissociation is started to happening, then what will happen? Then whatever the energy is released by the combustion process, then some of the energy will be absorbed just because the dissociation process is happening, because we know that the dissociation process reverse to combustion means the dissociation process is endothermic, means it absorbs the energy. So what will happen? The combustion take place, energy released because combustion is exothermic process, but at the same time when the combustion is take place, the temperature is also high, and we know that the dissociation is happen when the temperature is high. So at that time the dissociation, what will happen? Dissociation will absorb the energy. So whatever the energy produced by the combustion, some of the energy will be absorbed by the dissociation process. So you will get the less energy, and due to the less energy you will get the less power, and you get the less output at the engine. So that is the disadvantage of dissociation. So that's why I have written here over here, the phenomena of dissociation causes loss of power and efficiency of engine. That is the reason why, because it absorbs the energy. That is the reason. And when it absorbs, you get the less energy, because combustion is what? Combustion means you get the energy, but at the same time if the dissociation happen, then whatever the energy produced by the combustion, some of the energy is absorbed by the dissociation process. So you will get the total less energy, and due to total less energy you will get total less power, you get the less efficiency. So that is the downward point. So that is why the dissociation, when they happen, that is undesirable. Okay, so now how it is happen? So you know that we have already told what is happen at combustion, fuel plus O2. In combustion process you get CO2 or water. Now what he says, it is the process of disintegration of product. So this is the combustion product, so is this a disintegration of CO2 and water. So now in dissociation what will happen? The disintegration of CO2 and water will happen, because this is the combustion product. We know that in combustion the product will be CO2, water and energy. So here what he says, the process of disintegration of product at high temperature. So disintegration of CO2 and water will happen. So what will happen? At 1000 degrees Celsius, CO2 will be disintegrate or the separate into carbon monoxide plus O2, 2CO plus O2. And at 1300 degrees Celsius, the H2O will be separated into 2H2 plus O2, or you can say disintegrate. When this process will happen, when CO2 is converted to CO and O2 and H2 is converted into H2 and O2, you know that this process is endothermic process. So what will happen? It will absorb the energy. It will absorb the energy. Okay, so what will happen? So you know that at combustion the bed process is exothermic, means you get the energy is released, but at the same time if the disintegration of the product happen at high temperature, so what will happen? So that process will absorb the energy that is produced by the combustion. So what will happen? You will get the total less energy, so you will get the total less power for the engine, and you will get the less efficiency. So that is the reason. So you can see that this is a disintegration of CO2 and H2O, okay, into CO plus O2, and for H2 it is H2 and O2. So this is what the dissociation happen. The disintegration of CO2 happen at 1000 degrees Celsius, and disintegration of H2 is happen at 1300 degrees Celsius. So this is the, you can see the disintegration. So now you will understand it is a process of disintegration of product at high temperature, and the temperature is 1000 degrees Celsius for CO2, and H2 it is 1300 degrees Celsius. So this is the reason, and you know that the phenomena of dissociation causes loss of power and efficiency of engine. Now let us understand. Now we have understand this formula very perfectly. Now let us move on to the effect of dissociation by graph. So here you can see that these are the different temperature which is written over here: 2000 to 2400, 2700, 2800, 3000, 300, 2000. Okay, so here 3200. So we have written here the temperatures. Okay, so these are the temperatures, and here the air fuel mixture. What is the air fuel mixture? So air fuel mixture is mass of air upon mass of fuel. That is called air fuel mixture. So here you can say that this is a stoichiometric mixture. This is dotted line, vertical dotted line. Stoichiometry means exact air fuel ratio. That means whatever the exact air you require for the complete combustion of fuel, you have given that mixture. You have given that much amount of air. So that is known as stoichiometric mixture. Okay. So you have given the exact amount of air for the complete combustion of fuel. That is called stoichiometric air fuel ratio. Okay. Now, what is lean? What is lean mixture? Lean mixture means what? You given, here you can see that you are given the more amount of air compared to stoichiometric for the combustion of fuel, then it is called lean mixture. When you give the less amount of air compared to stoichiometric, then it is called as rich mixture. So that you have already studied. I will just give you some basic thing. What is rich mixture, what is lean mixture, and what is stoichiometric. So when you give exact amount of air for the complete combustion of fuel, so that is known as stoichiometric. Okay. When you give the more amount of air compared to stoichiometric, then it is called lean. When you give less amount of air compared to stoichiometric, then it is known as rich. Okay, this is just for introduction. So here you can say this is rich, this is lean, this is stoichiometric, this is the temperature. Now you can see that this process like this, then dotted line. So this shows the without dissociation process. So this from here to here, this is without dissociation. So you can see that for stoichiometric without dissociation, without dissociation, the maximum temperature attained is 3000 degrees Celsius. Okay, and with dissociation you can see this process with dissociation. So you can see that with dissociation for stoichiometric maximum temperature attained is 2700 degrees Celsius. So you can say that 300 degrees Celsius less temperature is achieved when dissociation is happened. So that is the effect of dissociation. That was what I have plotted in the graph. Okay, now let's see the second. So here you can see that the effect of dissociation in the terms of power. So what is the effect on the power for the dissociation? So you can see that in y-axis you have brake power. So this is output brake power, and this is the air fuel ratio. This is the vertical dotted line, means stoichiometric mixture. So you can see that without dissociation, you can see that graph of brake power like this, graph something like this. And with dissociation, you can see the graph something like this. Okay, graph something like this. This is the specific fuel consumption, so that is of not our use, but we only concentrate on the two things. This is the brake power on y-axis, on axis air fuel ratio. So without dissociation, you can see that the graph is something like that. Without dissociation, and with dissociation, it is something like this. Okay, so you can see that for stoichiometric. So see the vertical dotted line for stoichiometric. Without dissociation, the maximum BP, so brake power is something like this. And with dissociation, so this is with dissociation. For stoichiometric, the maximum power is something over here. So you can see that you get the less brake power when the dissociation is happen compared to without dissociation. So you can see that this much amount of loss. So this much amount of loss is happen when the dissociation take place. So that is the effect of dissociation on BP. And now you can see that this is PV diagram for Otto cycle. So you can see that 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. This is ideal process. But you can see that when dissociation happen, instead of this process going from 2 to 3, it will go only from 2 to 3 days, and then it will return. So you can see that you will get the less pressure. So you will get the pressure P3 days instead of P3, because in P3 no dissociation. So you will go 2 to 3, you will get high pressure, but in dissociation your process is just stopped to from 2 to 3 days instead of 2 to 3. So you will get less pressure. Why less pressure? Because you know that when the dissociation will happen, you know that energy is absorbed. So at combustion process, what will get? You will get less temperature. Less temperature means less pressure. So that's why you can say that here the pressure is less. P3 days is less compared to P3. Okay, and then it will be written. Okay, so this is the thing over here which you have seen. Now if the reassociation happen, reassociation means what will happen? Combustion take place, dissociation happen, then power stroke goes there, and when the power stroke is, when the expansion stroke is happening, what will happen when the expansion stroke is happening? The temperature is slightly reduced. Temperature is going to be reduced. Okay, so when the expansion process is happening, temperature is reduced. Now when the temperature is reduced, what will happen? Now the temperature is reduced. So what will happen? The reverse process will happen. So this will, when these are disintegrated, but when the reverse process will happen, means reassociation happen, means this now this CO and O2 combine, and again it will convert it into the CO. So what will happen at that time? Energy will be released when the reassociation happen. But now the energy is released, but that energy is of no use because now the expansion stroke is already take place. So now it is not no use because it is now you are late. So what will happen? If the reassociation happen at the expansion stroke, then it will return from 3 to 4 dash, and if the no reassociation happen, then it will return from 3 dash to 4 double dash. So this is just what I have plotted over here. So this is the effect of dissociation. This is a very important topic compared to GTU examination. I hope you will like this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.